Nice. That's
I had to
awesome.
go back through and update it.
Talent.
So
Nice.
exciting.
No, excited for today for sure. For sure. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And excited for what's coming. So Abel let me know that we're going to switch up the format of this. I'm guessing he had a conversation with you about that.
Nice.
Maybe.
Nice.
Okay.
Somewhat. Somewhat. So we'll see. We'll see what guests and other stuff is planned for the future of these
Yeah.
design live streams. I know we talked in the past about like Shovik and Leah and some other people. So
Yeah, maybe like new feature announcements, all sorts of good stuff. And we have a really good crowd that joins. Maybe
nice.
we'll move this, live stream some other time, some other unofficial time, if you know what I mean, in the future. But yeah, like we'll figure it out. It's gonna be fun. So
Nice. Hey Carol, how's it going? It's fire.
we'll just we'll let some
Nice.
people jump in.
Perfect.
So how has your week been, Will? Building? You doing a lot of expert stuff, a lot of graphic
It
design
has
stuff?
been a busy week. I'm sure it's busy for you as well. We have a lot of stuff planned for it next week and in early March. Oh my gosh, right? Like
Yeah, yeah,
groundbreaking features for FlutterFlow that we're just prepping, right? Marketing and design and
yep,
engineering. So it's kind of
yep.
crazy.
You
What
heard
about
it. Groundbreaking features in March. So
you?
you'll see. You'll see.
What
I've
about
been,
you? How's your week been?
yep, I've been moving forward on my OKRs. So getting some new template screens built out, getting my survey
Nice,
done
nice.
so that we can send it out to all of these wonderful people that join us, but also developers, hopefully,
Yeah, nice.
because that'll be more beneficial. And then doing a lot of product stuff, a lot of product updates. So we have a lot of room to grow in refining the user experience of the product and to consistentize certain elements. And so I've been
Mhm.
working on that. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. So yeah, Kevin, we were just talking
Nice.
about March features. So I mean, we were
Sneaky.
just talking about how they're groundbreaking. That's all
I
we're gonna
like
say.
inspire Spears comment there. Breaking and
Yeah.
groundbreaking is scary. We're doing lots of testing this time. Don't worry. Lots of testing.
Yes.
So
Yeah. We were gonna release some today, and it was like, ooh, we should test first.
yeah.
So go through that
Nice.
process. So, yep. Cool. Well, today I wanted to continue along the same sort of thread that we've been working on the last 2 weeks. I'm sorry if it's no imagination, but I think we'll solve some unique use cases. Um, and we'll, yeah, just build stuff. It's going to be responsive. So we've been cloning sort of a rental property app, let's just say that. And we have currently, I'll showcase what we currently have and then where we're going to go.
Nice.
That may be beneficial. So let's go ahead and I'll open that up. I'm gonna move you guys over to the right. And then I can share my screen. All right. This little guy. Okay, so this is what we have. Ooh, I'll share it too. This is what we have so far. We've built this out responsively. Search works. We did that last week. So San Antonio, right? Search works. We have the ability to clear search and filter in our tab views. We also have this sort of choose destination, which isn't hooked up or anything. And then one thing that Kevin specifically, I'll just call you out, Kevin. You wanted to see us hook this up to a map. So we've sort of done this before, but maybe this is even a more pertinent use case where you can just sort of see the map listings. So what I had to do is go in because we weren't sort of saving lat longs. So I had to go into my property and create some lat longs. I had ChatGPT generate some dummy copy for me, and I added them via the CMS. So within FlutterFlow, I just went down there and added all the lat longs. So what we should have is around 32 properties listed with lat longs spanning Texas. So San Antonio, Dallas, and El Paso. We had some Austin, and I just didn't have. I had freaking ChatGPT generate Houston instead of Austin zip codes, so we're not going to showcase Austin. But so there's two aspects to this that I want to build. One is maybe hook up this filtering, right, where we can click a destination from this drop down. So this is what it looks like, right? Sorry. This drop down has the ability to filter options. So destination name. So city name will be here, and we'll just update the listing to be filtered by that destination. And we'll do, I think we're just going to do an on-page load. So that will be interesting. Live tracking on Google Maps. This is a great one, right?
There is a great blog on this. Sorry.
Yes.
I thought you were reading it. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is there is a blog post about this. So it's code heavy. So sorry, I don't have the genius to implement it myself. I would love to, but Shavik already has a demo project he created. He has listed and present in that blog post, I think. So you can actually just clone his project and get sort of live tracking. Follow the blog post, obviously.
I just sent both in the chat for your reference too.
Perfect, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's excellent. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's hook up this drop down. We have it as a component, and we also have this listing as a component. So what I'm going to do is, for now, these would most likely be generated by your backend, right? These would most likely be generated. So you'd have cities, and you would have a description, a name, and an image. We're not going to do that. We're going to just bare bones this. So we're going to just connect this component, right? We're going to hook it up to a component property. We're going to say city name and San Antonio, because I'm in Texas. And we're going to do, instead of a container, we're going to drag an image in here. We'll give it a little bit of padding so we have like a border on there. That's good. Okay. I think my concentric circles are going to be a little off. So I'm going to up this to 10. And then that'll be perfect. And then we'll set that image path by a component variable as well. And then we'll just pass that in. We'll say city image, right? Don't know if we need, yeah. Okay. Cool. Now in our choose destinations, we have this. I'll try to, make my screen smaller so it takes up a little bit more of the space here. Okay, hopefully that works. All right, so now we can just go find images of San Antonio or Austin or El Paso. So I'm just going to do that. San Antonio. Search. I'm just searching. So I don't know if you actually need to see me do this, but copy image address. Boom. And San Antonio. Okay. We're going to do the same for Dallas, Texas. Oof.
This is a nice little pop-up there too. I like the UI. It's pretty clean, right?
Yeah.
You're using the custom dialogue for this. So.
Yeah, custom dialogue, align dialogue,
Nice.
I can't really claim the design expertise because I sort of just copied our rental example. But yes, I agree. I think it's going to be fun. So we're just going to do the 3. I think El Paso is the last one. So El Paso, Texas. I don't know if anybody wants to go there. I really enjoyed it when I went. But yeah, if you're into the city and the desert, it's pretty cool. Copy image address. Okay. Perfect. All right. So now we have this. And what we can do, let's see. Let's go ahead and, we'll do this last. That way we just have that designed. We'll do a map view now. Now, Kevin, do you want this map view to appear on the same page? Do you want us to toggle on and off? sort of like list view, map view. Is that what you're thinking? Or what? No phones, no coffee. Yes. Yes. Okay. Well, let's see how our example site does it. Airbnb. They have, it looks like, filter. They have a little toggle down here at the very bottom, show map. Okay. Okay, this is interesting. Kazakhstan. I'm gonna go down to Texas. I wish we could have custom map markers. Shoot, this is something. All right. Let's see if we can mimic this then. More or less. Sound good?
Yeah, it looks great.
Okay.
Do something very similar, right? Maybe without the prices, but just have pins for now.
Yes. Yeah, we'll just have pins. We will just have pins. And what we'll do is we'll wrap this data filters in a stack so that we can. Oh, I want to wrap it in a stack, actually. I don't want to. Wrap in a stack. Cool. And we'll make that expanded. That's good. And then we can just drag in our little container here into the stack. We're going to make it's black on the example site. So let's go ahead and make it black here as well. We'll do our primary text, and it's an oval. So we'll just do like 50. We definitely would like a drop shadow here. So we'll do that. And in order to get to the bottom of the screen, I'm going to set some 16 pixels padding on the element itself, and then I'll just make it sit to the bottom of the screen. And it's going to be a little wider for now. We want to add, I'll zoom in so you guys can actually see it, hopefully. Okay, we want a row in here because we have an icon and some text. And I'm just going to drag my stuff in, and then I'll stylize it or adjust it. Icon. Cool. I think it has, yeah, that's proper. We will set the spacing of these items, 8 pixels. The icon here, we will do secondary background. So our secondary background within the themes in FlutterFlow, our secondary background and primary text will always be opposites. They'll always be inverse. So in dark mode, like the text is going to be white, the background is going to be dark. In light mode, the text is going to be dark, the background is going to be white. So when you set up your theme correctly, and by that I just mean within the standards of FlutterFlow and this live stream, and basically any design system, you're going to have a neutral set of colors, and this is essentially going to be what you do. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to say show map. Okay, we're going to need a little icon here. Map. It's perfect. All right. And then they still have the filtering options, which I don't know if we're going to be able to do. Or I don't know if we're going to be able to do in an hour to still filter by the tabs up here. So I'm not going to try to do that. Okay, Kevin? I apologize. If we had more than an hour, maybe so. So yeah, we have the stack and we have a container in here, data filters, and let's go ahead and say grid view, because we're going to hide this. We're going to duplicate it. Hopefully it duplicates. Duplicate. Yeah. All right. We've duplicated that successfully. And we're going to call this one list view. Okay. And then we're going to adjust the design of it. So instead of a tab bar in this, we're going to remove that. Well, first right now we are still seeing both. So let's go ahead and set up page state. so that we can show hide this. It says search active. We just need another page state, show map. We're going to make it a Boolean, false required field. Yeah, that's good. And then we can, oh, sorry. I'm just doing a lot of widget tree work. We're going to say show map, show map, and then we need it to equal false. So apply opposite statement there. And same thing here for the list view. We'll say show map. Perfect. Okay. And then on that grid view, we'll just hide it from the builder. And we have our list view here. Let's go ahead and make it fill there. And for now, we'll just fill infinity. Okay. Now we need a Google map. Throw that in there. Now you have to have your API keys set up in order for this to work. I do have my API keys set up. So yeah, I have my API keys set up. I'm not going to showcase them and dox myself, as my friend John would say. So we're just going to leave that. Oh, we also need this. We also need that element, which is the container here. I think this is my show map toggle. We're going to remove that from that stack and add it over this one too. Okay, cool. All right, so we have our map and we have our stack. I have a, on this list view, I actually have a max width. So I'm going to remove that because there is no max width on the example site. So we'll just have map all the way down here. Okay, and then we need to set this map, right? We have no number of markers, 0. And we may just, I'm going to switch us over here. Or maybe just hide us. We're going to...
Andrew, are you able to share this project with me quickly?
Yes, I can do that.
Oh, thank you.
I can do that. I'll just come over here and collaboration.
Oh, there we go. No.
Don't worry about it. It'll no longer work after this one. So. Unbelievable.
I spoke it into existence.
Yeah. Yep. All right. You're on the project now.
Perfect.
Okay.
Nice.
And so what we need, select this Google map, and obviously we should get multiple markers. Our marker type is going to be a document. And then the documents are going to come from that property documents list. So we still have that property documents list from up here. So again, just one query on the entire page. We're just querying that. We're getting a bunch of documents that are going to be over this widgets. The initial lat long, we could set from maybe just the first one, item and index first, get property document and lat long. Okay, perfect. And then that should be like fairly it. Let's go ahead and set up. We won't be able to test this because we don't have the toggle on this bottom button. So we're going to update page state with this button. Update page state. And that page state, I think we can just toggle it actually. Wait, this is app state. We need page state. Page state, show map, toggle value. Perfect. Okay. And then, fun fact, if you want to do what the example site does, we could just set this text and the icon, I think, or we could just show hide the icon, I guess. But we can just set this text with a conditional value if then. So we'll say show map equals true. then it's show list. And if it's false, then show map. Okay. So we have that text all done. All right. That's essentially all we need to show the map items or items on the map. So we should be good. I'm going to do a test mode. And we'll see. We can configure this map as well. So interacting with map, yes. Show zoom buttons on the map, why not? Show user location. We'll turn that off for now. When you actually do this on the in your device, go ahead and put it on. We don't need traffic. Update page on map move. We'll turn that off for now. Yeah, we'll turn that off for now. So cool. Any good questions so far, Will?
So far, more just questions around how to do it with Supabase.
Oh, yeah.
And then beyond that, it was more of a question about like list filtering further up. Someone was querying a list of data and then using that data and generating a list of children. But they wanted to have the information update live from the database while still generating a list, which I think it does that automatically, unless you have single time query on.
Yeah.
The list should still stay updated because the data is being generated from that query that should be updated.
Yeah, so this is a list of documents we're ordering by. I have it on a single time query just so that I'm not checking, but you can turn this off and it'll just, it'll be a stream. So it performs a little better on a single time. So that's why we're sort of doing that little fun stuff. Okay. Is Kevin leaving or something? Why is he saying sorry? All right.
I think he was saying sorry to the API keys.
Oh yeah. Don't worry. I'll kill them after this. So we'll make it work. Perfect. Yeah, dude. We'll see. So we have our list view and our grid view here, and let's see if our show map works.
Gotta switch over the screen.
Oh yeah, I can do that, but I'm getting a null value. Oh, you know why I'm getting a null value? Because not all of my property listings have lat longs.
Lat longs. Yeah. So you got to filter the list out.
Yeah. So
or you could just make it easy for yourself.
I have to go fill in those or delete them that are all associated with Austin. So let's see. Yeah, what I'll do is I will just filter out those, or if I can, let's see.
Got it.
Back in query. Can you do if something has set? Like if I want to do lat long relation to greater than equal to no.
Equal to nothing, essentially. I think
yeah.
Or look for the constant null.
Yeah.
And then there's a toggle at the bottom that says like continue search for null.
Not equal. Like what about not equal to null? Can we do that?
There you go. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, we are looking at your other screen.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Thank you. All right. If using an inequality filter along with ordering, okay, all good. So we'll do not equal to null, and then we will just our order by will be lat long. Decreasing. Why not? Okay. Should be good now. Hopefully. I'm going to save this little fella. Save project and instant reload. If not, I'll just go and delete or add some generic lat longs. It did take me a couple minutes, so maybe I don't know. Yeah, I'll let you build or answer questions. So there's that, and there you go. Hey, it did work. We're zooming way too much though. I mean, we're zooming. I want it to be like here, So this is Dallas.
Oh, we got to set the initial zoom. I mean, it looks good.
Yeah, I think we can set the initial zoom. We have San Antonio. We have El Paso. I mean, looky there. Come on. See, now we just need clustering. Hey, and I just saw a custom widget on the marketplace. Oh, it needs to be approved. Maybe I'll approve it. But it has clustering for Google Maps. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
So
That's
very,
awesome.
very similar to our example site. But yeah, I mean, this works now.
Mhm.
And we can show lists, right? We get back our grid view, our map view. So what we'll need to do is, we'll need to set the zoom level to whatever this is. So let's go ahead and back our initial zoom. Oh man, does it go up or down? I think up. Or like if I do this, yeah. 5, 6, 7. I think 8 maybe. That's probably good. Cool. Well, that was good. That was 20 minutes of our live stream. And really what I wanted to do was build out a details screen or a details component, something, right? To where you can actually click into these guys and pass that data, which again, all of our builders that are on this live stream typically know this, how to pass data. But yeah, this is a lot better. But when you click one of these map items, what I would like is you need some details. And so let's see if we can do a small component, actually just our card. We'll adjust our card view, and we'll just see if we can do a target widget. So let's do that. I think that's gonna be fun. Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can use some of the custom code within the community that's been spread around to make a custom map widget here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Let's see
All
if
right,
we can do that in the background and if it would work in time.
dude, that
So
would be sick. Yeah, that'd be sick.
that.
So I'm gonna do custom dialogue here. I'm gonna see if I can, really. We already have a component for the property card, so we're gonna adjust it a little bit because it doesn't have any padding or a background right now. So we'll add that. But let's just see if we can do property card. Right, we're gonna pass in the property reference from that property from the marker document. Reference, cool. And then we're going to do align with target widget. And we're going to do top and bottom, avoid overflow. Should we have a barrier color? Why not? Right. We'll just showcase this accent 4. Okay. And then on our property card, we actually have a component here right now. As you can see, it doesn't have a background. It does have a container though. So what I would like to do is I'll just add a container here. Secondary background. We're going to do border radius 12. And I don't have padding on this right now. I was going to try to set padding because we can now set padding from variable. And so we could do sort of a trigger or a parameter here, show padding or not. So let's just go ahead and do that. We'll do show padding. And we're going to make it a Boolean. We won't make it required. And then we'll set this padding, or actually we'll set the padding on the column here. So padding, if then else statement. So if show padding, we'll do 12 pixels, and if not, 0. Cool. And then when we click this over here, we can pass in that parameter and we can say show padding. So it's going to be true. Perfect. And then what we should get is a card with a white background and some padding from the text and the image. And we'll just go out and we'll try this. Okay, so what we've been doing, for those just joining, if you are just joining, we've been building out. Oh, okay, that null value because we didn't set it, but we won't worry about that for now.
Nice.
Let's just go ahead and see. Ooh, okay, it's huge. It's huge. It
Oh,
actually,
got set up. But
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah,
But
it worked. It worked. So we have that. Let's just go ahead back into our design. And what we'll do is first, we'll set that null value up in the grid view. So in our grid view, we'll just pass that little parameter. I think we can also, I think we can do something. We can make it non, yeah, we'll just set it. We'll set it in the property guard here. Boolean optional. We'll just set it false. So hopefully that works. And then on this card, we'll also set it as, we'll set the width and the height. Actually, we can just set the width and height because in the grid view, it's going to take up whatever the grid view determines. So what we'll do is we'll set this to 370. And we'll wrap it in a column here. And we'll make that column. Oh, can't do it. I don't know why we can't. Do I have something? Oh yeah, this is expanded. That's why. Okay, all good. Let's go ahead and make it like 430. Perfect. And I want a little bit of space on the top of this card. So I'm just going to do that. Give it a little bit of space here. Okay, cool. So now what we have is we've applied a width and a height to this container. And the padding should be 12. So we come back here and we save and we reload. Should work. Yeah, Ahmad, I mean, this is probably one of our most requested features is an update to Google Maps. So I don't have any update for you. But I hope there is something in the future. So yes, show map, cool. Now we get, okay, not so bad, huh? Not so bad.
That's
and
pretty
we get
great.
different ones, right? So let's see. I just need to they're just showcasing at the bottom. I wonder if we have an alignment issue here. Maybe I need to change the alignment. That's probably what I need to do.
Oh, are you centering it over the?
Yeah, I think I'm just doing it weird. So what I'll do is I'll just adjust that. I'll just change that dialog there and dialog top. Okay. Yes. And then in the property card itself, want to make sure that we don't have alignment set. We don't. Oh, sorry. No alignment set.
Uh-oh. Well, we might have lost Andrew, but in terms of the modal that he was editing, essentially taking it from, if you notice when you click on an icon, it would go to the bottom of the screen, needed to essentially set the general alignment more center or off to the side. That way it would actually showcase, not at the bottom, but kind of where the user is clicking there. Andrew, it looks like you might be back. You back?
Can you see me? Huh?
There we go. We can see you fine. Cool.
Okay. All right.
Cut out for a brief second there, but you're back.
Yeah. All good. All good. I'm sorry. My Wi-Fi is just buggy today. So I noticed it was lagging a little bit, but yeah, just change that alignment and there it is. I mean, you have it sort of above. We can also just, make it.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, I will share my screen. Oh, never mind. Andrew's back.
I refreshed my page. It's still refreshing. So
Gotcha. No problem.
Yeah. We'll see.
Problem. Yeah, that's a good for debugging and things like that. You can definitely use the console log in your browser. Obviously, would encourage you to, if you need to, download the code, use the FlutterFlow CLI. You can use all of those things to potentially debug your project if you're potentially having issues there.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Let me see if I can share mine now.
Nice.
Okay. So we have this map view. We have the, oh, I'm not turning, I need to turn it on. That's the thing. There you go. I have the map view, and clicking brings it up. So it appears at the top. We probably want some drop shadows here, you know, on that card, which would mess up my design for the grid view that we have, but you know, maybe we'll adjust that later. So, okay. We have our search destinations. So what we can do now, let's go ahead and build out a detail screen for this property search, because I think that's sort of like the last thing that I would consider like finishing this or finalizing this, right? It's just like you need a detail screen. So let's go ahead and see what our example site does. So we have a grid view of images up here, and we have some, you know, elements down over here, and we have a sticky header. I was thinking like, oh, maybe we could do a sticky header. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think we can do this in FlutterFlow, which we probably shouldn't build this app in FlutterFlow, but or on the web at least. But it works. I mean, this works quite well. So
Nice. There were some good jokes in here. Carol said, "Good that the Wi-Fi wasn't cut out on the API key screen." That's pretty good. That is funny.
yeah. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll duplicate this page so we can keep our top nav elements, and
Nice.
we will just say live stream details screen, and I'll just go here. Okay, and then I'm going to do light mode real quick because it's
Cool.
Yeah, we'll do that. I can remove all of the back inquiry stuff. I don't need any of that anymore. And what we're going to do is we're going to pass in a page parameter now. So we're going to say property ref, and it's going to be a document, because these are not going to be updating, right? Like the properties themselves are not necessarily going to be updating constantly. So I'm just going to make this a document reference. We're going to pass that document. We're going to not be charged a read on our database because we're passing it.
Nice.
And then we'll just display that stuff here. So let's go ahead and display that grid view. And first of all, we're going to do let's go ahead and do a container that will be our max width, because that's what it has. We're going to do 1500 on the max width, or maybe 1430, something like that. Cool. And we'll do like 500 height for now. Let's go ahead and add a column in here so that we can stack things vertically. We're going to do a row, and then we're going to do one major image here and a grid view of other images.
Nice.
Okay, perfect. We want to wrap that grid view. Right now that grid view is way too big. So let's go ahead and wrap that grid view, or this row actually. We can wrap this row in a container, so we can set that height to like 400. And on this column, we'll just do 44. We'll remove the height of this container because we want it to grow with the content. And for the sake of this design canvas, I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to do this container here, do a max width of, wait, time out. I'm going to call this one max width. And I'll do one of 1270 for this, just so I can see this. Okay, cool. We'll do our full height here. We'll make this 430, and then we will just drag this in. Cool. We can add a little bit of spacing here and spacing within this grid view. I'll just make those even. And for this grid view, I'm just going to do 2 across. We'll do 3 across, or 4 even. No, we'll do 3. Okay, cool. And then for the grid view, we'll do a child aspect ratio of 1.5. Okay. Perfect. We'll call that good for now. I think that, I guess Airbnb does have sort of this as a 2, and this one is expanded, something like that. Cool. 8. All right. Cool. And then we also need the ability to have, as we can see here, we have this grid view up top, and then we have 2 columns here. We have a column with content, and then sort of just like a fixed width container here. So we can do that. And the way we'll do that to make this responsive is we will do a wrap here. And you're like, wait, a wrap? Why would you do a wrap here? Instead of like, because we've mentioned there's multiple ways you can build responsively in FlutterFlow. So in this case, since we already have a max width on the container here, right? On this max width container, I already know what my max width will be. This may be a little, it'll be a little wonky, but beyond that, it'll be pretty good. So our max width is 1270. And so what we'll do is we'll set two containers in here, and we'll utilize that. We're going to do one at 770. And then let's go ahead and add some spacing, 16 and 16 here. And for the sake of this, so that we can see it, I'll add an alternate background and some border radius just to make it look good. And then we
Make
can
sure to switch back to the other.
Yes, dude, thank you.
There you go. Nice.
Thank you. Yeah. So in this wrap, I have a 770, and then I will have a 370 or 470. I think that's going to be good. Could even do maybe 480. Yeah, that works. So that's essentially, right? Those 2 containers are essentially what our layout should be. And so for now, I'm going to do 700 on this. We'll make this parent column scrollable so we can go down the screen. Perfect. All right. And we want a column here. And I'm actually going to personalmente. I'm going to let you manage the chat, Will, if I can.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to just kind of put Airbnb here so I can actually see it. I actually just did this as an example page for a class I'm working on. So
nice. That's cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Will you show how to implement theme change functionality, or have you already explained that? Theme changing live in an application?
100%. Oh, wait. So like, you mean theme changing within FlutterFlow or theme changing within the users? Like the user app?
Good question. Please specify that. That was a comment from Twitter or X. If you wanted to change it in FlutterFlow, just head over to the design tab. There you go.
Yep.
You can change your colors, typography. If you're looking to change it live within the app, you could technically store a data type at the app state, persisted app state level of a color theme, and then update it with, provide like different data sets of colors or data types that contain all of your colors. Could update it there too.
Yep. So here we can change it pretty easily, right? We can change things to, which we don't have a lot of change here, but if we wanted to update it to more of a red, right? So like this is more Airbnb style. We could do that. It's just Explore tab. Yeah, and super easy to change that. We don't have to work in the purple. We could work here, and we could change our let's just do fig tree because I like it a little better. And then automatically we have this updated, right? And in our clone view here, we can actually see this here instead of our map view. Okay, so a few things that, we adjusted. This is a red, so we could just change that or adjust it to our tertiary.
Nice. There's a question here. How do you filter items based on current location? There's some great custom functions throughout the FlutterFlow community. We encourage you to check those out. Tons of them, right? I think there's even a FlutterFlow marketplace item as well to filter location. It's just a relatively simple custom function. You put in the user's current location, and then any lat longs, right? You could also filter that out too. You can even go into the custom functions and just ask the code copilot, say, can you write a function that filters out a list of documents within a 10-kilometer radius? That also works. So all those things.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna implement this like I would if I was doing this from variables. So
Cool.
I'm gonna do a rich text here with some spacing around each of these, and 2 beds, and then again just there, and then we have 1 bath. Okay, cool. All right, there's that. And then we have a row which has an icon. We're going to add a little bit of spacing here, maybe 8 pixels. Okay. This row has an icon for a star, and then a text element, and then another text element. So it has number of reviews, or it has a star for the rating, and then it has the rating here, and we'll do it as our primary text. I'm going to add a little bit of spacing between these elements in my row, so just 8 pixels. And then this one we want, instead of normal, we would like a bold. We're going to change this to 4.82 or 6.5. And then here we're going to say 153 reviews. And we're going to underline it. Cool.
Nice.
All right. Adjust that to 4 even. Perfect. I'm going to remove my border off of this, so because that's what it is. And this is aligned properly. It looks good next to our things. All right. And then we have a divider here. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to implement a small user card. And so I'm just going to quickly find one. User, yeah, something like this one is actually going to work perfectly. Okay. And on this divider, it defaults to accent, so let's make it our alternate, and we can do like 36. We can duplicate it and bring it over here. And then on this card, we don't need any padding. No, that's good. We can even remove this box shadow because it is removed. So I'm going to reduce that size maybe even to 12. It's probably good. Cool. All right. Nice. I mean, this is basically it. This is like in our example site, they have some information down here. Hosting, cool. And then they have a list of amenities underneath here. So we're going to do a list, right? And in that list, we're going to do something very similar to this row here. So I'm just going to bring that row down, copy and paste it. And instead of an image, they're going to have an icon. So we're going to bring that icon over here. Remove that image. And we'll center align that. Okay. We can reduce that spacing. I think we'll reduce it. No, we'll keep it. Okay. Adjust this to body medium. And maybe in our theme, since I've been adjusting that, this font weight, what I'll do is I'll update it here. Hey, note for all of you developers, because I had to go through an entire app and retheme it. Not yours, sorry. It was another project, but had to retheme it, right? And there's something I noticed. It was built by another developer, and what they did was they didn't utilize any of these textiles. They just sort of went in and, everything was body medium because that's the default. And then they stylized it here in the properties panel. And if I'm building an app, I'm very anal about it. But this is one of the things that I'm very anal about is utilize your design system. It's way easier to adjust things in the future, right? Like if we had all of this, which at the end of this, we'll showcase again, we can switch the theme back and it's all going to change. It's all going to update because we're not adjusting these theme styles. We're adjusting the root theme style. This is design system management. In order to build scalable applications, this is a must, period. Okay. Yeah, it was a must, or it is a must. So all of this content stuff that we're doing is whatever, but that building the structure within the theme, so colors associated with theme colors, textiles associated with theme textiles, and then editing them in the theme, not in the instance. Extremely important note. So if you want to be an expert in FlutterFlow, this is something I would highly recommend doing as a best practice because it is best practice. So yeah, I mean, that's why we're doing this, right? We're trying to improve the builders in FlutterFlow. So that was one thing that I think is very important. Superhost. I'm not going to change all of this copy because it's very annoying, but we'll update a couple of this and we'll make it the proper color, and then we'll just dupe. Cool. And maybe I love multi-select so much, so we'll just reduce the spacing here. Perfect. Nope. I want to duplicate that. Bring it down. Okay. And then we have a nice little description. So what we can do is we'll just copy that down here. We'll change this to, instead of label small, maybe label large. And I'm going to just copy and paste the content. This is just fake content, okay? Just fake. The space. They actually have a show more. So, they bring up a modal. All right. So we'll just do. Just do that for now. Looks good. Okay. So we have this. I'll zoom out a little bit so we get a fuller look at the page. Okay. So we have our top section here. We have our images. We have our information here. And then we have our card over here. So we'll set this to 400. And really we can reduce that. Maybe even more. 830. Perfect. Okay, let's see. They have a bunch of other stuff, but we're going to focus on this card over here because this is going to be fun, if that's okay. Is the chat are you guys still engaged? Do you guys enjoy this?
Yeah. No, there's some good discussions, essentially just around like FlutterFlow as a potential employment option. And obviously there's a question about the themes and everything that, so.
Dimitar, I'm trying to tell you, don't at me like this, unless you want me called out, Dimitar. You're gonna do a live stream reaction to this? I'm just trying to make you better. I don't care. You don't have to do it, but funny. I won't recommend builders that don't do that because it's not best practice. So sorry. I'm training students right now to how to build correctly. And that's like the number one thing. I'm like, if you can't do this, then don't go ahead and quit now. So anyways, fun facts of life. Okay. So even my rich text, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to do my text style here. And on this one, I'm going to do like label medium. And we'll say a night. Okay, 64 a night. Then we have a beautiful little date picker, check in, check out, and a drop down. I'm going to do a little container here. So just to show, let me bring that back down. Oh, here, I can just share it. So this is what we're building over here. So we have, 64 a night, check in, check out. We won't do that calendar view. And then we have a drop down. Ooh, a custom drop down. So a dialogue. We're not going to be able to do that because we have 5 minutes. I'll build this though. We'll just build this little guy and a little button here. So I'll share this instead. Cool.
I was unsuccessful with my map creating. Too complex because technically this is, I mean, Leah's talked about this. If people are interested, definitely check out the wish list. Basically, Leah went in and explained that it's actually extremely challenging to showcase custom map markers because first off, Google Maps doesn't support it. And then if you do want to show it, they have to be images. You can't do widgets because it doesn't support widgets placed. So you actually have to convert a widget into an image and then place the image onto the map. So it's like crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. That's
for
annoying.
me to do in an hour as well.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to expand these guys. And on this one, I want to 12 here. Cool. And what we're going to do is I want a little column here. So I'm just going to drag this column in. Perf. And this is going to be our small. And it's going to say check in. And then this will be our date. So 3/30,
Nice.
2024. Boom and boom. I'm going to do checkout here. Okay. And then what we could do is we can just do a divider here because that's all we need. And we can actually also do we should be able to do a vertical divider in this row, which I need to I'll do it from the widget tree.
Nice.
So. Okay, so I have that row selected, and what I'll do is I'll just put a divider, and we'll do it between these guys. Oh, close this guy out. There. And we'll make it, I think that we have it as 40. Right? What do we have this? 50. Okay, so we need that divider as 50. Perfect. Okay, not so bad. Not so bad. We're going to have one more of these. Just going to drag it down here. And we're going to expand it all the way. Or sorry, we're going to make it infinity. And then what we'll do is we'll do the border radius at 12 and 12. Okay. And then this parent column or this parent container, which is the checkout, right? Checkout configure. We'll remove the height and it'll just hug those kids. It'll hug the children. Hug the children. And we'll say guests here and for guests. And in our next live stream, I'm just kidding. We probably stopped doing this, but yeah, we could essentially go through how to do all of this as well. So we'll do that. And we're going to add a little icon in this guy as well. So let's go ahead and wait, yeah, perfect. Icon.
Andrew, once you're done with this, I have a general question for you.
Yep.
In terms of learning FlutterFlow or just design in general.
Yeah.
But whenever you're finished here.
Oh, good. We'll do that. And we'll do, yeah, we don't need this. Okay, cool. All right. I'm going to do one more. I'm just going to do a button because that need that done to make it look good. And infinity. 48 and 12. Okay, cool. And now we can see we have this little guy and we have this little guy. Not bad. Pretty close.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
All good. All within an hour, right? We didn't even do this the full hour. We got our map view done and all sorts of things. So
that is very cool.
Yep. Cool. So question. Yeah, general design. What's up?
Okay, general design question here. Right, you made comments regarding like text and colors, and obviously we saw how quick you could build this page. And I feel like a lot of builders still struggle sometimes. Maybe they're used to using, like if you're coming from a Flutter background, you're used to using space between and stuff like that, right? Alignment in code. But I feel like a lot of people, when they look at a page, really struggle sometimes to visualize how it would be set up. And I think between you and I, as soon as you start to like think and understand the way FlutterFlow is structured, very similar to Webflow or Figma or other like similar visual builders, you can build things extremely fast, right? Like you can look at a web page and instantly know how it's put together. So from your perspective, how did you go about learning that? What advice would you give? Because again, we typically have like a more developer focused audience.
Yeah.
So it's good for them to just understand like how to get better at rebuilding these designs. Would love any feedback there.
I think John has done a great job with the last two videos, layout videos. I think those two principles are essential to understanding how to break down a design, right? Because you're right. I mean, I look at a thing and I'm like, okay, well, this is how I do it. I think in grids already.
Sure.
So it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. So don't be fearful of that. Don't be like, oh, I can't build like Andrew and Will can, so I just suck. No, that's not true. It takes time, right? I've been building on FlutterFlow since literally day one. And I've gotten better at it. I sucked at it when I first started. You should see some of the first sample apps. They're terrible. They're terrible. And it's not terrible just because FlutterFlow has grown over that time. No, I didn't know how to build. Okay, period. I've gotten better and better because I've continued to build and been open to discussion and even back end structuring and stuff. I'm working with some devs now, and I'm like, oh my, yeah, this is not how I would structure that, but yeah, that makes sense, So listen to back end developers, be collaborative, but also try to answer your question, build with the least bit of complication as possible. By that, I mean, when I first built, I would be like, oh, this little guy. I'd be like, okay, this row needs a container, and then it needs a column, and then it needs a row, and then it needs an icon, and that icon should be in a column, and then this.
It was like very structured, right?
Yeah,
like it's almost the way you have to build in Figma, where everything in Figma, it's like, I need auto layout, and then another auto layout, and then another auto layout. It's like crazy the number of frames and stuff people use.
Yep, exactly. And so reduce the level of complexity. Use your alignment options. So here, like I didn't even know about these, right? Like I didn't know about them for the longest time. And then I was like, oh, you mean in order to like when I have a column, like everything's centered, you mean like I could just come in here and just left align it and then I can left align all my content? What? Like I didn't know that. Like here I can just I could center align this or, use these alignments. They're very beneficial. And if you did want, so like if I have, let's say this, right, this column has everything left aligned. And so these elements, they're going to be left aligned. What if I did want a button at the very bottom, right? And I wanted it in the middle. So let's say if I, let's 300, right? Well, I want this parent column to be left aligned, but this, button to be in the middle. Well, common sense would say like, oh, wrap it in a row and then set it to center. You can do that, no problem.
Yeah.
Or you could just set the alignment to center, and then it's just like there. You don't have an extra row there. Again, not totally necessary. I think that John sort of went through like the elements that are just layout elements aren't actually rendered in the code.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have clean code, whether you do this alignment or whether you wrap this in a row. But in your widget tree, it's just going to be easier to see this button, is here, and this text is here. It's not wrapped in a row or a column. Don't needlessly wrap things. Period.
Yeah.
So, I think that's the core.
I think I would definitely second the wrapping. I caught myself doing that with this new space between option, where I started wrapping things in different columns and rows because it just saved me time to add a column and then just add like space between versus adding padding to every item in the column. But again, that's adding another widget that needs to be built, rather than just saying add 6 padding here, 12 padding here, whatever.
Yep.
Right.
That's an excellent point, right? That's such a good point, because I find myself literally 6 of one, half a dozen of another. When do I set, like I have a screen. So if we go down to mobile here, this is going to be, really wonky. Like I don't want this. So do I set padding on each individual element, 16 and 16? Or do I just say, okay, this column already exists. What we'll do is we'll wrap it in another column, right? Or maybe it's scrollable. Or I'll just I'll set this column to, I could do this. I could do responsive value. And then if mobile, 16 pixels padding.
Nice.
If desktop, all good. Don't remove that.
That is a great example. I feel like that's something I don't use enough, is like conditional padding, right? Where I will just, I'll add an additional column when it's not needed. So we're really focusing on code optimization and maybe moving more towards like project optimization. And really what to focus on. So I think that's super important to use for sure.
Sure. No, I really like it. So conditional padding, those are really the keys. So utilize your theme, utilize your design system as best as possible. And then, don't over abstract things. Don't make things a little more complicated than they're needed to. So,
makes sense.
Nice. I think that's
good to know. I'm sure you'll make sure to follow Andrew on Twitter. He posts a lot of really high quality designs. He posts while he's building Flutter specific like product stuff, but also just in general, which is good. So again, just trying to give people some resources in regards to general design. Because you can learn how to code, over and over, but there's also like really good design principles that we'd encourage you to learn. And building FlutterFlow elsewhere too, right? Yeah,
totally. And it doesn't just apply to FlutterFlow. Yeah, like you said, like it's everywhere, man. Like I have 10, 11 years of experience now in design, and I do this for designers. And at my agency, Kaleo, I teach UI UX design. I love people implementing beautiful designs and understanding the concepts of what composes a beautiful design, and how does that beautiful design convert, I think FlutterFlow is I've been surprised, obviously, very surprised, but also delighted in the ability that the FlutterFlow website has to convert users. So I don't know if that's just design or if it's the product or if it's content, but we've seen, that website convert over 1 million users, over 1 million users in 3 years, which is great. And the conversion rate is actually pretty good. It's 30% or something, or it was at one point. I was like, dang, that's wild. So anyways, but good design can definitely play a part to business success. Really, the design principles that we go over has a lot to do with that code quality, but not just code quality, project management. So working with other people, working with other team members, if there's established guidelines to go off of, it's a lot easier to say, okay, well, this is the page that needs designed. Use these guidelines to help you design it instead of seeing them as barriers to prevent you from building the way you want to build. Because again, we have to all fit within systems and structures. I do as well, personally. So doing that, though, will help you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Well,
Cool.
yeah, I don't see any additional questions, at least from the last 5 minutes or so. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty
rock on.
good. We made a pretty nice, well, not we, you made a pretty nice Airbnb style app there. That was pretty nice, right? What did you finish up? You got the grid view page, you got the map page, the details page, and the pop-up when someone clicks on a
destinations.
Map, right?
Yeah.
And the filtering search as well, simple search.
Yeah, we have simple search. We have destinations. So we don't have filtering working here, but it's probably a 10-minute thing to add that. You could just add it as a page parameter on this page, and then you could just there's a couple ways you can do it probably.
Nice.
You could filter by that page parameter or page state, or you could just navigate to this page with that parameter. So there's numerous ways to do that again. But yeah, simple search, filtering, map view, grid view, a details view when you click. It's supposed to be working. Oh, I don't think it's probably test mode. Just not working.
Expired.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah,
Nice.
it's fun.
Awesome.
So good stuff. We'll see y'all next week.
Appreciate
let us
it.
know what you guys want to see us build, or I mean, dude, there's so much stuff around Supabase that has been asked. One of us, we just need to dive in to Supabase, I think, and those will probably be the most popular streams. People are just loving it. So at some point when we actually have time to learn something new, we'll try it out. Okay. Again, Digital Pro does a really great job of highlighting Supabase and FastGen even implementations within FlutterFlow. So we allow our ambassadors to do that. There's some really fun stuff in March happening around global education. So that will also be super cool. It's not just the Otis is not all on us. So cool. Success Tate. I'll post the project link in the YouTube description when I upload the thumbnail. So we'll be good. I'll remove my map keys, so you guys will have broken projects, just so you know.
That's funny.
All right. Cool. We will see y'all later.